0876 292 677666. You want a horse? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She are the real big woman, Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer every day. Me wife of sign up letter car. NHD them a real trend setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. Me son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will be the host for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me I tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting and no farmer panga wrong, she give you lawyer, brother, clear your fear. She are the best RST agent. She help me need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind them, just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement out. Now me house that I build up on the eye. Me I save some me money gone up in the sky from. Me meet Claudia, me say me nah lie bank. Got money and me pocket never giant. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly so. Hypocrite pagan while we die. And no can't stop Claudia Davis, don't try. Every day another house gone. I Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Yeah man, you know. Miss Claudia Davis, pick up yourself. That's a like, subscribe, and share. Claudia Davis, can get your house anywhere. Just be prepared without no fear.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Tony, is everybody seeing and hearing?
Yes, they are.
Are you so sure?
I can see that 10 are online.
Oh, you
and
can.
Persons are on the chat already. We have Joy. We have Jamaican Beauty, 74. Good evening, ladies. And Farah says, good evening, everyone. Joy is also online. And Alea says, good day, everyone. The Buffalo Soldier says, hello.
Hello.
Can you see them all?
Lorna, Hortense, Corinthia, Beverly. All ladies. Early today. Men, I guess the men are still in the kitchen. I wish, right?
It's a good little wish, man.
Yeah, it's a good little wish.
Mm-hmm.
Men are in the kitchen, right? But hi, everyone. Hi. So you're on YouTube Live. Anybody new today? You may have new persons, but they're not raising their head or hand yet.
No, probably not. Alea says, I was finally approved for NHD. I will speak to you in the future.
Thanks, Alea. We're going to be talking some more about NHT. You know that Jamaica is in the budget month. They're reading the 2025 budget. So the Prime Minister was on last week, Thursday. Well, Thursday just gone, I should say. Last week, so like the previous week, but it's Thursday just gone. And he had a lot of things to say. So over the next couple of weeks, I will fledge out some of it for persons and it's a 70-odd page document. But you can read it. It's on the GIS website. It's also on the Prime Minister. Is it on the Prime Minister website? It's on the GIS website for sure. That's where I found it. Right? And it's a 66 or more or less page document. Pretty good, pretty intense. You have to follow the budget so that you know where the country is heading or where they hope to go. And if, of course, usually in the budget, they'll talk about what they did before. So if you didn't catch what they were doing before or you missed something, then the budget is a good place to see and get the summary of what was done, what's being done, and what is to come. That's where you get all that info. So he spoke about quite a number of things in his presentation, but there will be other speeches coming, drilling down now on the various ministries. So, like, I know the water ministry should be coming as well. All of them should be coming up, or most of them. All right, so this is live. This is where you ask the questions: money, finance, and real estate. That's where you ask the question. So today is going to be about that budget presentation. What is in it for you? What is it that every year the government comes, especially for the past couple years. Well, how long have they been in power? I think anywhere from 8 to 10 years, I would imagine. They're telling us this year is an election year. One of the strengths of this government is no new taxes as one of their strengths, right? I would say if you want to call it that a strength for government, then that certainly is one of their strengths. Another one of their strengths is infrastructure, the building out of certain structures that we do need for modern living, roads, proper drains, sidewalks, all these things that we need because we want to get to first world status, right? So you can't get to first world status with pothole road. As little rain fall, the place flood out. So they're doing some things to get us there.
Mm-hmm.
Budget, he spoke about fiscal discipline in the first part when I was listening, and I read it too. Fiscal discipline is what one of the strengths as well that they're claiming. So them is a baby daddy for that as well. Fiscal discipline, that's what they're saying, right?
I think I have to get some physical discipline this year to mommy.
Fiscal or physical?
Fiscal.
Oh, fiscal.
Cancel all my subscriptions, everything.
Oh, yeah, we get yes, fiscal discipline. I'm going to hit that next week. Is it I should have hit this week, but I know y'all waiting on this NHT. So I said, let me just bring that to the fore. Mm-hmm. But the truth is, it's not governments alone who need to look at fiscal discipline, right? Fiscal discipline have to do with your finances. Mm-hmm. With our book clubs, one of the first books that we read, we always read that first. It is called The Richest Man in Babylon. And the first 2 things that the book teaches, there are 7 things that the book teaches. 7. If you do all 7, you never have to worry about anything financial for the rest of your life. But you have to do all 7 and repeat it, all 7, right? Mm-hmm. The very first thing he hits is that same thing, fiscal discipline. Somebody in the chat who's been in the book club, tell me what's the first thing the richest man in Babylon teaches that has to do with you, with your whole financial discipline.
Waiting for them to respond. In the meantime, Lorna said, wishful thinking, men in the kitchen.
Maybe women would come out of the kitchen, they would get in there.
But I think men make really good cooks. Like they really should be in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. So fiscal discipline. So I drop a fiscal discipline definition in the chat. So fiscal discipline in for us in Jamaica means a commitment to managing the finances of the country responsibly, right? Ensuring sustainable public debt and maintaining macroeconomic stability. Now, this involves avoiding excessive borrowing, controlling our spending, and ensuring that fiscal policies are consistent with long-term goals, right? It's important that a country maintains its debt to GDP ratio. Jamaica, as a country, have to maintain that. You, as an individual in your household, you also must try and maintain your debt to income ratio, right? Because if your debt to income ratio gets too excessive, if you're earning $100 and $80 out of that is going towards pay debt, you only have $20 to feed yourself, to pay a light bill, your water bill, send children to school, give lunch money, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want that debt to income ratio to spiral out of control. Now it can spiral out of control if you're a high income earner. High, and I mean really high. So you have to be a high income earner and barely spend money like Tony, right? So if you're earning high income, let's say you're earning 500,000 a month, then maybe you could pay a 400,000, maintain a 400,000 debt, which would be 80 to 20, right? So 80% of your income is debt, 20% is for your other expenses. So you only have 100,000 left. Now, if you take taxi or a bus, are you only drink box juice? Are you really not going out? You staying home and watching Netflix? And you're not really doing anything? Then yeah, maybe you can have a high debt to income ratio. And you don't have any children as well. But for somebody who have children who have to do all these things, then you can't afford for your debt to income ratio to spiral. No, it's not the amount of debt, it's not the cost, it's not the amount of debt, it's not the interest rate, it's not like that. It is the debt to income. It's a ratio. So what is the debt payment to the income? So like the example I gave you, if you're paying 400,000 for mortgage every month and you're earning 500,000 a month, chances are you only have 100,000 a month. And this is 400 after tax, right? Because if you're earning 500,000 a month, remember, it's a 30% of that gone. And in some countries, 50% of it gone. So you're really not only looking at what is left to manage your affairs. So that is what they have to watch, right? That the debt levels remain manageable and sustainable, right? We need economic stability. So by controlling the spending and avoiding excessive borrowing, it contributes to stable economic environment. And this is necessary because we have to attract investors and you need to have growth, right? Also, long-term growth. Now, for long-term growth, a government, just like a family, have to invest in certain things, right? Somebody tell me something that you have to invest in as a family that wants to grow. What are some of the things that you need to invest in?
Education.
Yes. Somebody said that, or you?
Me. Oh, Farah was saying, save 10% of everything you earn, and Alea says you must save.
Right. So that is the richest man in Babylon. Part of the fiscal discipline is saving 10% of everything you earn. And that's a very basics. Now, those persons who have not been able to even start that is step one. when we jump into the book club and we um learn and study that 10% of what you earn is yours to keep. A lot of persons don't even do that. Every cent that they get, they parcel it out to somebody else, right? They give it to Mr. JPS, Mr. NWC, Mr. Flow, Mr. Digicel, the supermarkets, the wholesales, the insurance, the school fees. All of those are people that have their money in your pocket, that have them hand in your pocket, Tony. Money, I wish it was money in your pocket and have them hands in your pocket, right? So you have to learn to, yes, them have them hands in your pocket, sure. Or maybe it's a necessity, yes. But you have to learn to keep back 10% in your pocket. So when you get your pay slip and the money goes into your bank account, which is your pocket, you have to learn to make sure 10% of that money stays in there. No, it's going to be hard for it to stay in there if the first thing when you get the money, you start to spend it. You have to get your fiscal discipline under control. You have to get that under control, right? What's another thing that you need to do for long-term growth?
Rabin says tangible assets that can bring in passive income, or let's say investing.
Right. We're not gonna use investing loosely like that. Because some people think that investing is put their money in a savings account and leave it. That's not investing, right? So we have to build assets. So either we're going to acquire these assets already built, or we're going to build them ourselves. And what, in a nutshell, somebody tell me, what are assets? Because some persons here might not know what an asset is. What is an asset? And I want the definition taught to us by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's the definition I want. Somebody in the chat, put it in the chat.
All right. In the meantime, Matt was asking a question. Hi, ladies. Is it ethical to do land banking without clearing the lot or paying necessary fees? Lot 90.
Lot 90? What do you mean?
I don't know. That's what's at the end of the sentence. Lot 90.
Is it ethical to do land banking
without clearing the lot or paying necessary fees?
What is land banking? Are you using the definition correctly?
What are the necessary fees?
And what necessary fees we're talking about? So remember that land banking is buying land as an investment, holding it for future use, and making no specific plans for its development. So ask me the question again. Land banking is the practice of you buy the land as an investment, you hold it for future use, making no specific plans for the development. So you're really just holding it.
That says lot 90, Palm Brook Estate.
So you are doing land banking on Palm Brook Estate, holding it for no specific purpose. So what's the question?
Oh, and he says HOA fees.
Palm Brook is a gated community, correct?
Yes.
So yes, you have to pay HOA fees.
They asked if it was ethical. Is it ethical?
Ethical to pay or not to pay?
Not to pay. Is it ethical to do land banking without clearing the lot or paying necessary fees? Well, you should pay your property tax and your HOA fees for the land.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Those things because you want to keep the land.
Keep the land, exactly. Plus, because remember, them can't put a caveat on your land. Them can't even sell your land for HOA for fees. So if you have to pay your mortgage, you have to pay your property tax, and you have to pay for your HOA fees. As for clearing the lot, it just depends on what your strata laws say? What your bylaws say? Does it say that you're to clear the lot every month? That the grass must grow more than 2 inches? It depends on what it says, you know. But I don't understand how the word ethical come in. Well, you probably want to ask me, is it fair? That's what you want to ask me. Is it mandatory? Maybe it's a different word you need to insert instead of ethical. Because yes, you must pay your bills that you take on. And if you buy the land and you pay and you took a mortgage, you have to pay the mortgage company. You have to pay the government of Jamaica. And you have to pay the HOA to maintain the place and do all of that. So ask me the question again. I don't think it's ethical, you want to say. You have any more questions?
I'm looking.
All right, so we're talking about fiscal discipline and we're talking about long term. So Tony, you said education?
Yes.
You said education for long term growth of a family or a country.
Matt is saying lot 90 is fully overgrown with trees.
So what's the question? I don't understand what's the question. In those land developments, we don't usually cut down the trees, you know. Unless a person is ready to build, that's when they would do that. So, not so sure. What's the question? You haven't asked me a question. All right. So, I don't know. So lot 90. Kind of ring a bell though. Lot 90, Palm Brook. We used to own one of those lands, Tony. You remember what lot number it was?
Can look it up. Hold on.
Yeah, look it up. Palm Brook Estates. Right now.
We used the old lot 90.
Oh, you sold it?
I was sold it. Like,
you sold it like years ago.
2021 or 2022.
Yeah. So you're saying that it is grown up, so you thought we owned it and didn't cut it? Well, we have learned all about what grew up and we not cut it. You Tony.
I know.
Right. Lot 90. We know the owners because we sold it to them.
Yeah.
We can contact them, but if they're not willing to build, they're not going to cut down any trees. If that's what you're asking.
And it's probably not the only lot in Palm Brook that's full of trees.
Yeah. We're not going to cut
We
that.
were in there last year, I think.
We were in there. Yeah, we were in there last year. A lot of those, especially those in phase 3. If the persons are not ready to build, they're usually not going to cut down any trees. I can tell you that. They're not going to. So if that's what you're asking, if it's ethical, you mean if it's right to do land banking? I don't think them even doing land banking. Them just buy the land.
Beverly says,
I know the owner. We contact them, man, but they're not gonna do no more. And we sold that long time.
Yeah, is it that you're beside them, Matt, and the overgrown trees is affecting you? Shuggy Bradford says, good evening, and Beverly says, as it is something you own that puts money in your pocket. Definition from Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Right. So as a country, we need to ensure that we have some assets. And as a family, for long-term growth, we're talking about long-term growth. So families, countries, businesses need to ensure that they have assets. Because as Mr. Kiyosaki says, assets put money in your pocket. So if you have a country who don't have any assets, how them have money in their pocket to do things? Right? So education is one that you have to make sure that the people in the country, because you still need people to function, to make a country run, or a business run, or a school run, or a household run. None of those things can run without people. Everybody told in the AI this and that, but you need people just the same to push the button for the AI, or to tell the AI what to do. You still need people, right? So we said education is necessary. So a country must educate its people or ensure them have access. Likewise, your family, you must ensure that you educate yourself and your children. I see people spending all this money on their children and they don't spend a dollar on themselves yet. You have to make sure you also get educated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we said assets. So the country must have some assets too, the church, you as a family. You're missing something though. What's another thing you need for long-term growth? It is the church, the school, a country like Jamaica, your household. What else?
You need somewhere to live.
Well, yeah, would not be part of your asset.
Mm-hmm. But education is part of your asset base as well.
Yes, I was waiting for somebody to say that. How come the people are talking? Where are the men? Only the ladies are here. And I think the ladies are distracted because them cooking.
Duncan asked your question though. Greetings. Do you think a recession in the US will affect the housing market in Jamaica? If so, how?
A recession in the US. There's a recession going to happen in the US. I think the US will be causing that on themselves, really. Because what is a recession? Again, you have to know the meaning of the word. What is a recession? What's the meaning of recession? A slowdown of what? What activity? Economic activity, right? So if there's a slowdown of economic activity in the US, so let us say the US government send home everybody, so they're not earning any money. The US government slows down its exports, so they're not earning any money from exports. They're not earning any money from the same foreign money, if foreign investors coming in or foreign students coming in or those things that bring in money, right? Because when people go to study overseas, they're bringing in money into that country. So let us say that slows down. Let us say people stop buying the goods that the US produces. So the US have to export less, so they need less people to work and so on. So now the economic activity will start to slow down. So now you have to look at what Jamaica is dependent on the US for. What are we dependent for? Tell me some of the things that we depend on the US economy for.
Well, Amazon shipping. Wow, that's turned into such a big thing in Jamaica. We have a whole industry out of it now.
Amazon shipping. Tell me something in terms of
Foreign exchange.
Prime Minister said it. Foreign exchange, remittance. Right. So remittance is one of the first things that would slow down for sure. Now, also, we rely on a lot of tourism.
Yes, my Serenity says tourism.
Tourism, right. So if the people in America enter a recession and they don't have a lot of money to spend, they're going to slow down travel, right?
Esther says devalue the US.
The valid US dollar. Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
That one is going to bite if that happens. But because the US, because of the new type, the way how money comes into the market now, see, a recession is something that they can stop right away by just sending out more money in the economy, giving you more credit cards. You go spend it, and it don't really matter if you pay it back. They just want to push some money out there on the road, so they can print more money. Them can put more credit cards in your hand, which I believe that a lot of persons really do go on these vacations as tourists with those credit cards. Not as if they have the money in their bank accounts anyway. It is actually borrowed money, but they have access to the borrowed money. But the thing is, if they have access to borrowed money, but if they're not working, they shouldn't quote unquote have access to borrowed money. But I noticed the last time it looked like the US was getting into a dip, which was during the pandemic, they actually sent a lot of money to person's bank account. Somebody in the US, tell me how much that was that you all got in your bank account when the pandemic hit. They did send money to the account. So
You mean like free money, mommy?
free money.
Free that happened in Jamaica? You didn't get free money.
You get some free money, man. You could have get some free money there, they never go feed. 20,000, you know, could I get, I'm 6, Tony, apply for 20,000 a man. Apply for the 20,000, you know, apply. But yes, we would feel it. How deep would we feel it now is another matter. Definitely tourism would take a blow. Remittances would also take a blow. But you know the good thing? Our people in the United States tend to be in critical services, right? They work in healthcare, nurses, doctors, and so on. They also work in education, right, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
So, remittances may fall, but I don't think it will fall that deep, but it may fall.
Esther says in 2008 that didn't happen, plus World War II. Monica says good evening. And my friend says most people got 1,200, but I didn't because I didn't qualify due to income.
Oh. So let me get some money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the first question. 2008, there was a recession. Yes? No, we were in a recession in 2008 in Jamaica. Hardly anything was selling. You probably don't know because you probably weren't here.
Esther says they got stimulus checks during COVID, which I guess is 1,200.
Yeah, I think some people get more money. Stimulus checks.
More money?
Mm-hmm. So I think a recession, yes, would kind of dent us, but I don't think it would hurt us.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things too, even though you hear the government saying how much remittance come in and remittance come in, that remittance money is spending in the economy now. It's not going into the government coffers because that's not money that they can tax, really. You understand, Tony? It makes sense? Yeah. That's money that comes into our economy for persons to pay them light bill, school fee, lunch money, books, this, that, da. So that is not money that goes into a government coffer. What goes into government coffer is the tax on the tourists when they do come here. And tourists coming into Jamaica will spend their money in the economy, so the country really would benefit from maybe the GCT that they're when they're spending, right?
Monica said in Canada they got $2,000. And Rude Boy says in 2008 was the housing crisis.
Right, it was a housing crisis. We kind of went through it here too. That's when I just came into real estate in 2008, and barely anything was selling. You have to beg people to buy. Mm-hmm. But those who bought came out on the better side of it.
Yeah, because prices were going down, right?
The top of the market drop out. So those $50 million high price things were down.
Down.
Mhm. So the thing is doing up. If you earn US dollars, you live like a king in Jamaica. But if you earn US dollars and you stay over there, I don't want to say the cost of living too high, but the price of certain goods are too high. You know, your health, everything is just a high priced. Your insurance, everything. So, but if you earn the money there and you come here to live, then you would live a better life actually. We rely on the US too for some foods, like some fruits and some vegetables. Yes, we do. And some tin foods as well. We do rely on the US for those, but vegetables, Jamaicans shouldn't rely on another country for vegetables or fruits. It's only because we're lazy, right?
No, you have to go buy local, eat local.
Yeah, we're lazy. Nobody want to do the farming. That's why River said our eco study is so good, because at least we will have it as a communal thing, as a community, as a group. So it makes it easier. You can lazy it out, but you have enough people to catch you, right? So, but a recession, it might hurt us a little, but it won't hurt us a lot. Why am I saying that? Jamaica is an easy country to live in. Just think about it. I keep saying every week, we don't need heat to live, right? We don't need heat to live. So we don't have to pay no bill like that. We have sunshine all year round and so on, right? Um, we have water. If NWC lock off the water, we can't get rainwater, not a problem. Right now, the government of Jamaica is begging us to come take our solar loan so we can put solar on our houses. And very few Jamaicans are taking up the government on the opportunity, including Tony and myself.
Lack of understanding.
Lack of which understanding. We need to just go and get the solar because I think it's a good deal. It's a good deal.
I know, I think it's a good thing too, but I feel like I'm gonna get this new technology in my house that I'm now gonna have to babysit and care for. I mean, I'm so used to just the JPS where zero maintenance unless like a little switch goes and the electrician comes and change it.
Mhm.
So I have this big old device that I'm gonna have to go babysit. I'm like, costing a load for it every month.
And I keep watching if you have battery. You have battery?
Yeah. I mean, I look at my aunt with hers and I'm like, every minute, check the app for this, get a phone call for that. Did the JPS flicker?
Yeah, with JPS. I mean, even if it goes down, you don't even have to make a phone call because everybody I make the phone call for you.
Yeah.
You can just wait it out. I know, right? With the solar, that's part of the reason to why I am like, do I really need this? Do I really need this? You know, when you really need a solar, Tony, when the hurricane decide to lick.
Oh, yeah, Nina, JPS is there for me. I do not lose service during hurricane.
Only the one time you never lose service, but that was no hurricane. That was like a baby stuff.
But you know, as much as it's an inconvenience when electricity is gone, I don't mind when electricity is gone. I feel like it's the 1 or 3 hours that I get to come offline, not have to, because everything I do in my life requires the electricity. I always have to be plugged into somewhere, connected to something, and as soon as the light's gone, it's like I can breathe a little better. Like, I don't have to worry about this now. So to get solar to be forever connected, I'm like,
we need to get at least one place upon the solar though, just in case something that can always just run go there. So
JPS came to me the other day and did a survey about what do I think of their service, and I was like, I love JPS.
I wasn't the only one. I
I
love
was
it.
the only one.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with JPS actually. Because if the light goes, I know it's gonna come back in an hour or two the most.
Yeah,
Not
I don't
bothered.
know what issue JPS.
Yeah, not bothered about it. Plus, JPS hires some of the brightest people in this country.
And as much as the utility bill seems high, I don't mind paying it.
Yeah, me either.
Because it's one of those services that I have that I don't have to worry if it's going to be there or if it's going to come back. Their response time is pretty good.
Yeah.
When your water goes off, you have to worry because they're telling you, oh, 2-3 days, and they're giving you all sort of excuse.
Yeah, NWC, man. Gee. Some of those JPS people need to go work over NWC. Seriously. I think JPS have some of the brightest people. What does NWC have? I don't know. But NWC needs to rock up your fan.
Every time NWC comes to fix something, I vex. I vex more than when the water did God. Because them take long and then they mash up the place.
Yeah. Mash up the whole of the road. I mean, they did a thing in front of our house, and it took them almost 9 months to come fix back the road. The pothole, people are driving with to get deep and everything.
And not only that too, because everybody drives past our house, the noise every time they drop into the pothole.
And to think that they had just refurbished the road when they did this.
Yeah.
And obviously you need to do better. So we have any questions? You might need to back up because we were there rambling on.
My siren says a solar panel can blow off in the hurricane. All of that too.
We'll make sure them bolt down properly.
Oh my God.
You might need to back up though.
Yeah, back up. Serenity saying saw a studio for 31.6 million in Kingston. Who are the buyers?
Not me.
Single people with high income.
No children. Maybe young engineers like my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She would not get one of them if she never have 2 kids. I'm pretty sure. He told me.
Yeah.
So the single professionals, who up there in them profession, as I said, like the engineers, not junior doctors, but the next tier of doctors. Who else can afford that? Business people can easily afford that.
Yeah.
Those are 31 million. Any 31 million property anywhere in Jamaica is not for startup people.
Yeah.
Even if it was a house, for 30 million is not for a person starting life. No. Unless you're starting, and even if you just come out of school and you're a doctor or an engineer or one of those, you will not be able to afford a $30 million property. No. You have to be on the job a little while.
Yeah. You have to do your 5 years.
Yeah, you have to do it, pay your dues for your 5 years. But it suits you to use your NHC benefit and buy what you can afford, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, just buy. Stop looking at the people in big house and 30 million.
But as much as there are 31 million, people buy them for various reasons.
People buy them. But you have to have the income, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember, the higher the price, the less persons are in the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? More persons are at the bottom in any society, anything, right? Even if you take a classroom of kids, 5% of the 30 will be so bright you wonder which planet them did live on before them land on Earth. 5%. Then you're going to have the other 90% who will be average. Those are in the middle. The average Joes like myself. Then you have the 5% at the bottom who can barely manage both mentally, physically, and all of that. They need people to take care of them, right? So, Tony, I feel like you missed some questions. I see some questions jumping up.
Yeah, so
it seems to be from some previous thing that was being said.
Yeah, Esther is saying deliberate DEI cuts this time, so black jobs being targeted, teachers, military, government. And Think says remittance are spent on local economy and contribute to GCT.
Yeah.
GCT.
Yeah. Contribute to GCT. Yeah.
Mhm. Claudia says, which area is better to purchase a property for Airbnb? Iron Shore, St. James, or Discovery Bay, St. Anne?
How does the Iron Shore? No, you have to be in a Montego Bay
Or Ocho Rios?
or Ocho Rios.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Shore is on the outskirts, but you probably want more be in a Montego Bay.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be in the tourist towns, right? So you should Google that for the Jamaica Tourist Board. The
Mm-hmm.
tourist towns are Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, Port Antonio, St.
Kingston.
Andrew. Well, what's more business tourists?
Yeah, business stories.
I think there are 7 at Negril.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5. And to think that I did a tourist course, What the heck?
Don't you notice?
I can't remember. I did a course, tourism course. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. Those are the tourist towns. So if you're really interested in tourism, you need to be in those towns: Ocho Rios, Port Antonio, Negril, Montego Bay. Yeah. Can't remember. But I gave you enough, right?
You want to be as close to the city as possible.
As close to the tourist, the closer the tourist town
Yeah.
as possible. So St. Anne's Bay is the capital of St. Anne, but it is not the tourist town. The tourist town is Ocho Rios, right? There's a difference.
Mm-hmm. And further out will do well, but you do much, much better if you're actually in
The town,
itself.
right? Because that's the hub, so that's where people want to stay, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially if they don't drive and they're new to the area, it's the first time on the island. That's where they want to stay.
They just want to
Person
walk.
who stay further out kind of already know Jamaica.
Yeah.
Maybe their second or third visit. All right, so Esther is saying recent government created cold storage for farmers, so will mean less US dependency. All right.
Right? That's good. They're on the
Rude
right
Boy,
track for long-term growth.
Rude Boy says, yes, Claudia, laziness and the remittance is a curse because people are not using their ingenuity to create wealth.
Yeah.
Ingenuity to create wealth. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Mm-hmm.
My Serenity is saying, can you explain the solar loan more?
I'm coming up to it. When I get to all right, answer the other questions, Tony, let me get to what I'm going to be presenting.
I think he's saying many parts of the US houses are less than Jamaica.
Many parts of what?
The US houses are less than Jamaica. I guess the price?
You mean in some areas the US prices are less than Jamaica? Is it somewhere that you would live? When you say less, what you mean? Like 100,000 US in $100,000 in the States? Is it a community that you don't want to live? The 100,000, I don't know. What you get for the 100,000 an apartment? Tony, now I'm saying let down everyone in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Do the JPS survey.
I can't help it. I love JPS.
I love JPS. And them views you in them ad. I love JPS. Yeah, man, JPS is a hassle-free utility.
Hassle-free service.
Hassle-free, no problem.
You know the companies that you pay them to vex you. That is not JPS.
Yeah, no, that's not JPS. The one you pay for vex you, NWC.
What? Alea says, great deal. Solar people will take care if you want. John says, can overseas residents get this government of Jamaica this GOJ for the solar electricity system.
Yes, if you're a contributor of the National Housing Trust, you can get it.
Adrian wants to know what's the latest with Palmetto Pines.
Wow, Palmetto Pines, I get a boost right now.
I know, right?
Yeah.
The persons who had originally invested in it. So right now we are at the front of the scheme doing what's called the central sewage lines and creating the laterals for the roads at the front. We finished the back and now we're at the front doing those. So once we're finished with all the laterals, we can get to stage 2, right, Mom? Which is to close up the roads.
The drains.
The drains.
Mm-hmm.
And close up the sub base of the road.
And then start compact and get. Don't wait for us to why I'm telling you, don't wait, you know. All right, we can get to the what I have to say, you know.
Let me see. Let me just run through the question. That Farah is saying, is the soil at deal different from the maybe she's saying the solar deal different from the NHT loan options that acquire it?
No, same NHT.
Okay.
NHT just giving you the loan, but other companies will give you the similar loan.
Okay. Monica is saying correction. Canada Emergency Response Benefit. That's what they call it, CERB. And Esther is saying JPS solar is old. That's why it costs so much. So much oil. Doing Jack a favor by going solar. Get small.
JPS doing solar too. JPS doing solar too, you know. A mega plant, I think, all over.
No, I mean, the government is obviously pushing solar, so eventually I'm going to have to make the switch.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, I can't say I have an issue with JPS.
we have to go in the direction of where things are going. So, you know, everything going digital. So we have to jump on digital. We can't sit down with the analog.
It's pushing the solar, so we have to move with the progress.
Yeah, when we have a big fridge phone and them come with smartphone, I have a fling with that and I get my smartphone. It's like, you have to move with the times, guys.
All right, so Preacher is saying my friend gets 90,000 for his bill from JPS.
I'm already made see yard. Him now should have a solar. Tell him to start to me, ma'am. It's set up a solar fee.
Esther says Falmouth near Rio Palace. Oh yeah, mommy, you forgot Falmouth.
Falmouth, yes, is a tourist town. Yes, I forgot Falmouth. Tourist town. Mm-hmm.
Beverly says I'd like to know where. Ruboy says those houses are in depressed areas in the USA with the population dwindling.
That's 100,000 houses.
Buffalo Soldier says 100K in the US would get you something in the rural area like Alabama. Well, we can get 100,000 or rural areas too.
Yeah, you can.
Tank says, why do I say Tank? It's TNK. Says in Bonita Springs, Florida, 4 miles from the 3 beaches, lots of rural areas, most of the Midwest. And he wants to know what are the incentives the government giving for the solar. Mom, you want to get into that?
Yeah, the government giving you incentives, the government giving you loans for the solar.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Halle says road and highways are going to be done now in the budget.
Don't know. They were always doing roads earlier. Probably just step up some new roads. All right, let's talk about that.
All right. Buffalo says, would solar be beneficial for an owner who rents Airbnb because the people may misuse the electricity? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. If you're running an Airbnb, there's no reason why you should not be on solar power. Although sometimes I think them have a nuclear plant, so them still use the AC. I know how kind of crazy it is, but Definitely, if you're into Airbnb, one of the first things you want to do is put solar. If it's you going to pay the light bill, definitely. Even before you buy furniture, you put on your solar. I'm
Mhm.
unable to see that screen.
Can you touch it?
Touch it.
The icons at the top.
I can, but I can't read it. It's too tiny. Can you make it bigger?
No, the girl says nobody wants to leave warehouses that are selling for 100K in the US.
Oh, am I on the first page? I don't think so. I'm on page 2. Let me go back. Page 1. All right.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can. You can make it any bigger?
Um,
Check out my mobile number at the bottom because it's blocking some of the screen. Can you remove it?
I'm trying. Give me a sec.
Yes, no, maybe so. Thank you. All right, everybody. So the government of Jamaica, the Prime Minister, the most honorable Prime Minister, um, Andrew Holness, he did his budget speech on Thursday. Here are some of the highlights. So we're going to look at roads first because you're interested in investment, which is housing, and you would want to know where these roads, good roads, are going to be, right? No, the government will invest 2 billion to enhance key entrance corridors leading into the capital city, Kingston. So when you come to the airport in a Norman Manley International Airport, you usually come to Mountain View. That's going to be improved. So from the Norman Manley International Airport to Mountain View is going to be improved. And from the roundabout to Port Royal will also be improved. So you come to the airport, you can either go left coming into Kingston or go right to Port Royal. So both corridors will be improved. We're also talking about 6 miles to Dunrobin Avenue. That's a key one. 6 miles to Dunrobin. We're talking about 6 miles to Portia Simpson Miller Square. Portia Simpson Miller Square is where we have the three, used to call 3 miles. And Portia Simpson Miller Square through to downtown via Spanish Town Road will also be improved. That Spanish Town Road need improvement long time. I'm so happy that they have finally put that on the books to get that done. Also, we're looking at some bypass road projects. So there's going to be a bypass for Port Maria, for Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz kind of a bypass already. They're probably going to improve that. Lucy, they definitely need one in Lucy. And Nutter Bay. This one is interesting. Where are they going up in the hills apparently for Nutter Bay? And Hopewell and Sandy Bay. Hopewell and Sandy Bay, but he didn't say which parish. There's a Sandy Bay in Maypen. I think one is in Hanover too. Could this be Hopewell, Sandy Bay, Hanover? Must. All right. The Port Antonio bypass is also set to begin a new fiscal year following the completion of a feasibility study. So the Port Antonio bypass, this one is very good for Ecosted because Ecosted is in Norwich. We're in Norwich, Port Antonio, Portland, right? And the bypass does come right where we are. I am so happy, 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 happy. So, that's a good one for us, right? So other priority projects include Spanish Town Road, yes, 6 miles to Darling Street. The Washington Boulevard, 6 miles to Malines Road. I'm always talking about this one. The 6 miles to Malines Road, Washington Boulevard is a horrible thoroughfare for a road with 3 lanes and a dual carriage, a triple carriage way. Horrible road. So now they're gonna fix that. Great. Dunrobin Extension to East Kings House Road, overpass of Constant Spring Road. Great, that's great. Red Hills Road, perfect. This is from Dunrobin Avenue to Perkins Boulevard. Boy, Jamaica government, when they fix the road, they have a solution for the taxi man, then please. Because if this road they not fix yet and the man they run off of the road, imagine when they not fix it. Please have a solution. May I beg you no, have a solution for them, right? But I'm happy that that road is being repaired. That's Red Hills Road from Dunrobin Avenue to Perkins Boulevard. That's a good little stretch of road. Mullines Road, Eastwood Park Road to Washington Boulevard. A good little stretch again. That's gonna be fixed. Great. So Eastwood Park Road to Washington Boulevard. That's the road from halfway tree, traveling on Eastwood Park Road that takes you onto the boulevard, right? Old Hope Road, yes, right in my East Belt this year now. Old Hope Road, perfect, perfect. Great thoroughfare, needs some upgrading long time. I'm happy that you're doing it. So this Old Hope Road takes us from Papine to Legally. Then you turn left onto Old Hope Road and you enter, you're going down into Crossroads. That's going to be repaired great. And then Brayton Parkway in Portmore will be prepared. Now, the accelerated bridge renewal and priority bridge programs, there are 55 critical bridge, but the main ones, the Craig Mill Bridge in Portland is set to begin early in the new fiscal year. The Troy Bridge is now approximately 50% complete, and the Spring Village Bridge in St. Catherine and Alley Bridge in Clarendon, for those of you who know those areas. New bridges under development are Barham in Westmoreland, Southwood in Clarendon, and Guana Vale in St. Catherine. This is an important bridge. If I'm remembering correctly, Guana Vale, Tony, I think is Kitsatown when you go up there, so I'm coming back down. So if you want to bypass Flat Bridge, you don't want to drive there, so I think that's the bridge.
Okay.
All right, so toll roads. Madam Speaker, listen to this, guys. Those of you who use the Angels Toll Plaza, there will be an additional 3 lanes will be added. That's how the Prime Minister speaks. He says, Madam Speaker, because remember, he's in the Parliament. This is where this speech was given, right? And we actually have a lady who is the Speaker of the House now. I'm so happy for her. Lady stepping up, man. All right. So the Angels Toll Plaza, you're going to have 3 additional lanes that will be added. Open road tolling and a state-of-the-art system that will allow vehicles to be charged electronically without having to stop at a toll booth. Isn't that great? Now I can just fly through, Tony. I don't have to stop and look for the silver and all these things. Just fly. So he also says the Montego Bay Perimeter Road will serve as the pilot project for this initiative. And the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project includes the Montego Bay Bypass, the Long Hill Bypass, and critical upgrades to the Barnett Street and West Green Avenue. So Montego Bay getting some love as well. The initial concept of the Long Hill Bypass considered a 2-lane roadway. However, the government has taken a strategic decision to expand the roadway to 4 lanes. Can you believe it? Make sure you have a plan for the taxi man them, please. All right, Outer Rios to St. Anne's Bay. I guess this is what a lot of you want to know. So the government says that they have learned their lessons from the South Coast Highway Improvement Project, SHIP, which created significant dislocation to residents and motorists as we fixed the road while using it. So this was on the St. Thomas corridor. They were repairing the road and also using it. And people, it was a disaster. I went out there once to look at a property and I said, never, never, never am I going to St. Thomas while this road is being repaired. So I can just imagine the persons who live there. Well, them learn them lesson, thank God. Right? The dislocation and risk to residents, business, and the government will be far more costly in this case. Upon the St. Anne's side, they're saying they have come to the realization that if they come on the St. Anne side between Ocho Rios and St. Anne's Bay and do that rubbish, the amount of problem they're going to cause, can remember, Ocho Rios is a tourist town. Right, Tony? That's
Mm-hmm.
why they can't take that chance. So what are they going to do? Let's see what they're going to do. So, sorry. While we're currently engaged in the North Coast Highway project to design and build out the upgrades, particularly the Miami Bay section of the road, the government has decided to pursue the extension of the north-south toll road, which will begin with a cloverleaf interchange at Miami Bay, extending westward to Discovery Bay. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, those of you who have been traveling here, to get to the north coast from Kingston side, we hit north-south highway and we exit at that roundabout at Miami Bay. So what he's saying, they're going to do a cloverleaf interchange at Miami Bay. So if you don't want to come off in Miami Bay and you want to come to Discovery Bay, where Riverstead is, come to Discovery Bay, you're now going to have a toll road coming, boom, 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 boom. And I guess they're coming through the hills with that one, right? So they're going to come with a continue the north-south toll and shut it straight to Discovery Bay in phase 1. So we are getting the road first, Tony. Then eastward to Prospect. So I'm coming west first to Discovery Bay, and then they will go east towards St. Mary. I guess them know some more money up on that side there, don't they, Tony?
Yeah.
So they must spend the money there first. All right. So given the urgency of the development and the dislocation risk involved in upgrading the existing roadway, the government of Jamaica will take steps to designate the North-South Highway extension as a national development project. Boom, 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 boom. Which means it is coming, guys, right now. Because it's not going to be a national development project, right? Now, planning and development are underway for the Lucy Hopewell bypass, which will improve connectivity and ease congestion along the north coast. This new 27-kilometer 4-lane rural arterial roadway will begin near Reading, St. James, and extend westward through Hanover, terminating near the town of Lucy. To further enhance traffic flow, the project will include strategically placed link roads connecting the bypass to the North Coast Highway, allowing motorists to seamlessly navigate around Lucy and Hopewell, which will also reduce congestion in those towns. Man, I tell you, we got backed up in that town one day. Tony said, Mom, never again. We will not drive Lucy, ever. We're not going back till them build that road, man. Them better build the road. All right. Let's talk about housing now, right? So the new housing development areas, Greater Inzo Development Project. Those of you who don't know, this is in Portmore. And this is really a boss project that has been going on, right? So building an entirely new planned settlements to provide high quality, affordable housing, the Greater Bernard Lodge Project. So this area that they're talking about, Greater Bernard Lodge Project, that is the area where where Phoenix is. That is where the Gore developers are building out the whole stretch. So you also have Gore, you have New Era, and some others, right? So the Greater Bernard Lodge Project was the first of this large-scale master plan designed to provide housing, modern amenities, schools, police stations, and commercial spaces. This project is more than just a housing development. It's a holistically planned community that balances residential, commercial, and social infrastructure by integrating green spaces, essential services, and economic opportunities. Bernard Lodge will offer high quality of life for its residents while serving as a model for future planned developments across the island. This approach ensures orderly urban expansion, reduces informal settlements, and promotes well-designed, resilient communities. So those of you who talk about they're not going to Portmore and not going to Portmore. Well, the people who got their draw for Phoenix and take up themselves and go pay them little deposit money and get them out of Phoenix, them are right. Because they have seen housing prices doubled since they have bought those properties. Now I understand that a commercial is going, I think it is Sagicor. It was mentioned somewhere, I need to go find it. So they're going on the stretch as well with the commercial arm of it. And I tell you, we were in Portmore the other night. I'm like, hold on, Tony, when the place looks so pretty. I say, the Chinese then put up a plaza over there. Say, my guys, I tell you, blow you away. Absolutely. When night come, they must have solar panel because them not afraid of GPS. He told it, them not afraid. I forgot the name of the plaza, but it's our Chinese name. So I'm kind of not going to remember it. But I tell you, the plaza is really nice. It's in the vicinity of Portmore Pines Plaza. All right, so let's continue with housing. So the next planned development of this kind, remember now, them do the development at Bernard Lodge, that whole Phoenix, Dumby Olden stretch there. So no, guess where the next planned development of this kind will be going? It's in Innswood and St. John's Road. Tony, clap the man. When the Prime Minister said me nearly drop off of my chair, then I was ready. When I ready to lock it in, I was like, I'm like, what? So the next planned development of this kind will be Innswood and St. John's Road. So Innswood area, Featherbed Lane, St. John's Road. So directives have been given to NHT to lead a multi-agency team to undertake the master planning for lands at Innswood, in addition to land slated for development along the St. John's Road corridor. Guys, Palmetto Pines. Be glad somebody did on the ass there already, because me are telling you, say, if me never did on it before, me never going to jump on it, you know. We never going to try play catch up around me. You know, I'm praising me. She's a manita. She's a manita, could have run catch a palmetto ass. Because that's what a lot of you will be doing now, playing catch up to try to get on this ass here now, near Palmetto Pines. So, as you know, the Palmetto Pines development were the first ones out of the blocks on St. John's Road. Other developments will be coming, including the government of Jamaica, who will be coming to fix, to do what? Drainage, traffic management, and road improvement, regularization of informal settlements, and the completion of settlement work for the Nesbury Grove community, which is actually above us. The Nesbury Grove community is above us, right? Which was started but never completed under Operation Pride. This will create the platform to coordinate and accelerate housing development in the area with requisite infrastructure and amenities for sustainable communities. Already, there is significant private sector interest in the area. Palmetto Pines and about, and the other developments, and have been frustrated by slow and uncertain approval and lack of infrastructure. But we already have our approvals, right? The Greater Innswood Development Project will solve these issues and create quality and affordable housing for the people of Jamaica. Now listen, when I love talk about, Spanish Town, Miss Davis, Minaga, Spanish Town. The first house I bought was in Spanish Town. And I'm happy that I did. I bought Fairview Park in Spanish Town, just down the road from this one.
Mm-hmm.
And that house stood me in good faith. Actually, I flooded out at that house too. Never mean nothing. I put it in the motor door for dry out, wipe off everything, and I'm back to business. So,
and it says election talk. And
no election.
And Alea says yes, but what's the timeline?
Timeline, if you sit down and wait. Well, for Palmetto Pines, we are hoping to have completed phase 1 by December, right?
Mm-hmm.
All
these government improvements.
Right. The timeline is they're going to start this year. All of them starting in this fiscal year. So so like we will probably fix in front of us, and then the government of Jamaica is doing the whole stretch. So that is so good for people in Spanish Town who live, because the St. John's Road corridor houses a lot of communities, housing communities. Along that stretch, we have Willardine, we have Ebony, we have the same Fairview Park, we have quite a number.
Green Acres.
Green Acres, you have quite a number going up. We also have another development selling right now called the Frenchman, what's it called, Tony? Estates, Heights?
Frenchman Villa Estate.
Frenchman Villa Estates. No cement in my head yet. Where we're selling houses as well for 20, tell us the price, Tony.
27 million.
27 million. All right. So everybody will look at that now and say, bush this man. Wait till the road fix and the place look pretty. Oh my gosh, Tony. I can't wait. But government of Jamaica have a plan for the taxi man then. You have to have a plan for them, you know. I don't know if you know put them up in the sky or what, but you now have a plan. All right. So they're also recognizing advances to developers under the Developers Program and Guarantee Purchase Challenge. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So those of you who were on the fence with the Palmetto Pines, you can now jump off the fence. If you don't jump off that fence soon, you're going to be left behind with that one. All right. So we're there Saturdays and Sundays. Palmetto Pines have its own website, palmettopinesja.com. We have an interactive map. You can see what's available, what has been sold. You can see the prices, the sizes, and so on. So don't be surprised if you go and look and you see this 1 week, next week, and you go back and change. The thing is dynamic, so you have to jump on the horse quick, right?
Right.
Don't be a late non-starter. The NHT, all right. So NHT are insufficient. The NHT monies that they're giving to developers, they're saying it's insufficient to cover the large capital outlay required, as infrastructure can account for 20 to 25% of the overall project cost, which is what I'm finding out now with EcoStead having to look at all these quantity survey reports in front of me, right? So the board of EcoStead, we're now actively engaged in getting the cost together so that we can start the EcoStead project in Portland. Oh, Tony, while I'm talking, you need to drop those links in the chat. So persons interested in Norwich, Portland, if you're interested in Palmetto Pines, if you're interested in Frenchman Heights, Tony will be dropping those. If you're interested in our Discovery Bay, which is, that one is Riverstead. So Riverstead is Discovery Bay, EcoStead is in Portland, Palmetto Pine is in Port Antonio, sorry. So EcoStead is just 4 to 5 minutes from Port Antonio. So again, perfect for your tourism, right? Because remember, Port Antonio is a tourist town. And Palmetto Pines and Frenchman. So you see how many of them we have? All right. So they're saying the solution is NHT is revising its financing framework to enhance feasibility in the release of payment advances. So NHT is going to increase the amount that they give to developers. In addition to the current mobilization advancement of 5%, the NHT will provide an additional 20% for the developers program and 15% for the guaranteed purchase programs to reimburse developers at the different stages of the project as key infrastructure milestones are achieved. So they're having another challenge. So here the other challenge now, guys, and this one may be an opportunity for you. So the other challenge is they have a difficulty identifying and assessing large tracts of land for housing in some areas, especially urban and semi-urban. Notice no rural and there is a Tony. Them not talk to. So they must say urban and semi-urban. That means EcoStead and Riverstead need to go look some urban and semi-urban land, you know. The solution, NHT will seek to partner with owners of small parcels of land under the Small Development Partnership Program. Now I need to research this to see how many acres they're calling Small Development Partnership Program. So the NHT wants to partner with owners of the small parcel of land on a small development partnership program. This initiative will see the NHT providing project funding and technical construction expertise, while the landowner will offer their property as their equity for the development. So you don't need to have any money, guys. You see why land banking good, friend? Itonia.
Yeah.
You see why land banking is good, everybody? So imagine you did buy this 5, 10, 15, 20 acres of land back in the day, and you were just there sitting on it. See, the government is saying, no, you don't know, man, you don't need to have no money, man. All you need is to have is the land, and we will partner with you. Your equity is the land, guys. So the proposed properties must be zoned for residential purpose and have access to requisite support, infrastructure, potable water, electricity, sewage. This is targeted at houses for the low income and affordable segment of the housing market. Therefore, the selling price of the units must be under the price point set by NHT. When I go down the line, I'm going to tell you what that is. So NHT initiatives now, let's get to it. That's what you want to hear. So they're doing police station rehabilitation. The target to rehabilitate 12 police stations within a 10-mile radius of NHT schemes. So they have already actually rebuilt and rehabilitated and finished the one on St. John's Road, right across from Palmetto Pines. Can you believe it, Tony? Oh, we get so lucky. Government work for him. All right. Here we're talking about the scholarships. NHT also introduced a new scholarship program to support tertiary students pursuing careers in construction-related fields, providing a maximum of $1 million tuition per annum per student for 10 students. So 10 of you can go learn construction and related fields and get a scholarship from NHT. Also, let's go to energy grant for public sector pensioners. In July 2024, the NHT introduced a smart energy grant, granting up people free money for public sector pensioners earning less than $30,000 per week. And you hear that? Awarding up to $1.5 million for the installation of solar panels and other alternative energy systems. Each round of the program targeted 10 pensioners per parish, with beneficiaries selected at random after satisfying the established criteria. To date, 280 beneficiaries have been selected and 87 disbursements have been made. Isn't that good? So for the upcoming year now, the Smart Energy Grant is expanded to include private sector pensioners. Tony, I want them to qualify. Effective July 1, the Smart Energy loan amount will be increased from the current 1.5 to 2.5 million to improve accessibility of the loan for lower income contributors. So before them used to get 1.5, now they might get 2.5. So if you have a big house and the man them tell you say the 1.5 now gonna work. See? Government will get 2.5 now. Well, not government, NHT.
Right. Noble Girl is saying, Mom, Miss Davis, solar seems inexpensive until you inform the folks who are selling the solar that you'll be running 4 air-conditioned units on the system.
Any of you want solar, please contact me for the solar systems. I assume I'm on big sales rep. No. Just contact me for the solar systems. I'll make sure that you get a good product, you get a good price, and you don't break the bank, right? The applicable interest rate will now be 0 to 5% in line with income bands rather than fixed income. So it used to be you have to pay 5% no matter what income band you're in for the loan, right? So like me, they want to charge me 5%. Tony and them want to charge 5%. But now they want to charge me 5% and probably charge 21% or 0 income low. Deposit requirements. Let us see what them say. Them say currently NHT giving 100% mortgage to mortgagers for its scheme solution. So any also NHT bills those mortgages get 100% financing. Them don't have to pay a deposit, but that's only for houses at NHT bill, right? That's for houses and lots that NHT bill. All right. Now, currently the NHT provides 100% mortgage financing to mortgages for its scheme solutions. For housing units and houses purchased by the NHT on the open market, though, the NHT gives 95% financing. So those mortgages are required to pay a 5% deposit. But let us see what them are fix change now. Them say on July 1, 2025, contributors who earn less than 30,000 per week. So guys, if you earn 120,000 per month or less, you will only be required to deposit 2%. Tell me something can't buy a house now. You doing it? Tell me no man.
They can now with only 2% deposit. That's not bad.
2% deposit, guys. So if the house is 10 million, you only need 200,000. You could have begged that man. Beg anybody that. You never to their bank account. By the time you call up two people, you get 200,000. Especially if you call them they're foreign for the send the remittance. Send it on. You doing it. So listen, guys. Don't take this, don't sneeze at this. For those of you who are earning 120,000 a month, 30,000 or less. So I'm talking to some of my security guards. Who am I talking to again? I'm talking to all the fast food workers. I'm talking to all the persons at the call centers. Who else earn this kind of money, Tony? Police, soldier, and teacher don't earn them because them earn more than this.
Fast food, your security guards, your housekeepers.
Yeah.
Gas station.
Yeah, people who work at gas station attendants, people who work in those 120,000 or less. Guys, you only need 2% deposit now. Don't come to Miss Davis and say you can't find 2% deposit. Don't do it. Right? However, they're saying the housing solution being acquired for is priced below 14 million. So you must be buying a property that the price is below 14 million. So what is telling you now? Make sure you're going to find something for 14 million and go pay 2% and get your loan. That's what it's saying to you. And do not wait, because every house is going to be about 14 million very soon. Do not wait. Don't wait till July 1. Go and go find a house from now. Also, service charges. Starting July 1, the service charge will be reduced from as follows. So, mortgages who earn 30,000 or less, boy, I don't have a field there, man. Mortgages who earn 30,000 or less, meaning 120,000 a month, your service charge will reduce from 2% to 0. Oh, what you said to me. So you used to pay 2% of the loan amount to get the loan. So if your loan was $10,000, 2% of 10,000 is what? 200,000. You used to pay the NHG 200,000. You don't really pay the NHG that though. It goes onto your loan and you don't really see it, but you're paying it back as a loan. No, the Prime Minister tells us it's going to be 0. You want more than that? All right. Well, Zema. And them say for prospective mortgages earning between 30 to 42,000 per week, your service charge will be reduced from 5% to 2%. Everybody else about 42,000 I forgot fork out the 5%. Well, you really don't pay the 5%. It goes, as I said, it goes onto your mortgage and you actually pay that as part of the loan. So it's not something that you even see or notice. A lot of you don't even realize, because when NHG put the paper in front of you, so sign, you're so glad that you just sign it, which I did. But when I took the loan from our second daughter, Rachel, she had the one who read everything, you know, and she see that I did not see it. With all NHG loan I take, I never sit down on them. But charge you the 5%, but it goes on to your mortgage, right? So you don't really see it. Home grant. Home grant. Currently, a minimum wage earner who has contributed for NHT at least 7 years may access a home grant of up to 3.5 million. Guys, these are the free money. This is the free money right here, right? The minimum qualifying income for home grants will now be 30,000 per week. Oy. Again, security guards, fast food workers, call center workers. This is for you. Now, in instances where a current or retired contributor earning 30,000 per less week or less access to build on own land. So that's something different, I know. So if you're a minimum wage earner and you contribute to the trust for at least 7 years, you can access a home grant for 3.5 million. On a year, you can get 3.5 million. No. The maximum qualifying income for home grants will now be 30,000 per week. So if you earn up to 120,000 a week now, and you work for 7 years or more, you through NHT, right? For 7 years or more, you can now get the free money, $3.5 million. That's what the man say. All right, that's what the Prime Minister say. So in instances where a current or retired contributor earning 30,000 per week or less accessed a build and own land, or a construction loan benefit to construct a house unit comprising 2-bedroom or less, for which that unit has remained incomplete for 2 years or more due to the unavailability of funds. So, remember now, you're a current or you're a retired contributor. So you can be a contributor now, or some you work now, but you're not retired, so you're a contributor. Or a retired contributor, earning 30,000 per week or less, and you did get your bill and own land before for build a 2-bedroom unit or less. So it can be a 1-bedroom, a studio, or 2-bedroom, and it is incomplete and remain incomplete for 2 years or more. So you can't just get the loan yesterday and come back for more. It have to be incomplete for 2 years or more. Here what I'm going to do for you now. They're going to offer the mortgager an additional loan of up to the difference between the balance of the borrower's current loan and a limit of 11 million subject to affordability. What you saying? So if you get 5 million, and you know me always talk about this, although them not give to me. If you get 5 million for your bill and own land, right? And the house don't finish, you can come back now for $6 million once you can afford it and go finish your house. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Where the additional fund is not able to bring the unit to a habitable stage, or in the case of pensioners, there is insufficient income to support a loan arrangement, the NHT may provide a home grant of up to 3.5 million to assist in bringing the unit to completion. Yeah. Tony, you know what that mean? What it mean?
I don't know. What does it mean?
You sleep a while ago. If there's a pensioner out there who did not finish their house and them have it for 2 years or more, right? And them earning under the 30,000 per week or 120,000 per month. And when them approach NHT, them realize that them pension is insufficient to get the loan difference. To finish the house. NHT give them 3.5 million to finish the house.
So, okay.
So what that mean? Everybody who for grandmother, who for mother did get this loan and never finish them house, and go and help the people get the rest of money. That's what it means. Right, Tony?
But at that age, I feel like NHT should just have a program where NHT comes and finish it, because I mean, at that age and you can't finish, can you really go finish it again? House building is a lot.
You mean, can you really go hire a contractor? The plumber? Yeah, that come to think of it. NH3 should have really just step in and finish the house. Up
Yeah.
to the 3.5 million, of course.
Yeah. They should have like a team that just goes and finishes.
Just go and finish it. So Prime Minister of Jamaica, that's a suggestion coming from Tony Ann. She's saying just send a team, identify the people who qualify for this loan, and send that team in there to just go and finish this.
Yeah, especially the pensioners, because I mean they're already at the last stage. I mean the stress of construction is really for when you're young, man.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Targeted institutional loan programs. So the NHG will expand its institutional loan program and pursue partnerships with hospitals through the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the regional health authorities to provide housing for employees in the public health system on the hospital compound. Contribution refunds, private sector mortgages. So currently, all contributors who do not have a mortgage processed directly at the NHT are eligible for a cash refund or their contribution as they fall due. Public, so if you don't have a mortgage with NHT, you can get the cash benefit back, right? That's what they're saying. Public sector workers are, however, able to access cash funds even while servicing a mortgage. We never know that NHT though. So if you're a public sector worker, you could get back this cash benefit even though you had a mortgage. I was not aware of that. Now, the option is currently not available to private sector mortgages. So what they're doing now? So they're now saying, effective July 1, private sector mortgages will have the option of either cash refund or the application of their refund amount to their existing mortgage obligations, provided that the loan is free of arrears and effective July 1, no, provided that the mortgage is free of arrears. So what they're saying here is when January comes and them ball out, say, oh, contribution refund ready, you can come and apply. Them say when you apply, you can now either get the cash or put it on your mortgage. Now before, for public sector workers, for private sector workers, before you only had the option of putting it on your mortgage. You never had the option of taking it in cash, right? So what they're saying now is that they're giving you the option to take it in cash, which I don't know why they're giving that option. But remember telling us something, guys. When Tony and I had our mortgages, we also got that. And they put it directly to our cap principal every January. We didn't have the option to take it in cash. And that is a good thing, guys. So when your time comes, I would suggest you do not take this in cash. You choose the option to put it on the principal. Put it on the principal. Remember, you must not be in arrears. So let it go straight to your principal because that so helped us to clear off this NHD mortgage so quick and fast. Because every January, that contribution refund will go to the principal. So when the time comes for you to choose either cash refund or to go to your existing mortgage applications, I hope you choose the latter. All right? Because remember, them little small money there, I mean, we're going to do with that. You have a party. That's not good fiscal discipline. All right? Now, the next one, home improvement loan. Effective July 1. The NHT will reduce the waiting time to access this facility from 10 to 7 years. Boom, 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 boom. That's a good one because now it means that my other daughter, Rachel, can actually access her home improvement loan. So the loan limit for this benefit will be increased to 5 million, up from 35 million. Up from 3.5 million. Now them talking. Now them maybe can catch me now with this one, right? So the loan limit will be increased to $5 million, coming from 3.5 to 5 million. For those of you who want home improvement loan, and you no longer need to wait 10 years, 7 years, and you're good to go. All right. Now let's look at the loan limits now. So effective July 1, the individual loan limit moves from 7.5 million to $9 million. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Depends on how fast you move, guys. For two co-applicants, the combined maximum loan limit will move from 15 million to 17 million. And for three applicants, it will move from 21 million to 23 million. So that means three of you can actually buy a house at Malika Estates, or where else we have? We're Frenchman Villa Estates. So you can now buy a house, right? Three of you put together. Think about it. So let us say mother, father, and a child. A 2-bedroom. So mommy and daddy in one, child in one. When child gets some more money, they can do addition if they want, right? So is it a good thing or a bad thing that this loan limit has been increased? It's a good thing for you in the short term who can run and quickly get on a property, get your name on a title. Those of you who not agile, not nimble, not prepared to jump on this horse, going to wait now, scramble. By the time you figure that out, boom, it's all over for you. You have to be nimble, right? Now, here is this other part of it that I didn't tell you yet. So if an individual mortgager is purchasing a unit priced at 14 million or less, the NHT will lend the individual up to 12 million subject to affordability. So if you on your own can afford 12 million in mortgage and you're buying a house that is 14 million or under, the will give you 12 million to buy the house. Not 9 million, but 12 million. That's a good one. That's a good one, guys. So you need to know, go look for houses 14 million and under. So every $14 million under sell off now, Tony. As I said, it's them sell off, Every house that's 14 million and under will now be sold out. Because all the individuals who are looking at the banana body for join with Miss D, they might get 12 million now, so them can run with it. That is if them asked it, saddle up everything and them good to go. This one is a beauty now. Construction of houses. So individual contributors, the individual construction loan limit will be increased to $11 million. Here comes my Palmetto Pines people. Yeah. Getting their money to go build their houses. Guys, can't wait. So it is $11 million. If you are going to take the loan limit, is $11 million for the construction. So let us say you came to Palmetto Pines and you got 6.5. And you'd have gotten 3.5 million for the land loan. And you would have put 3 million with that to buy the land. So you would have used up 3.5 million out of your NHT. Somebody do the maths. 11 million minus 3.5. How much money that leave? Is it... How much is left? My brain can't think. Somebody do the maths. Tony do the maths and tell me. So, the other maths easy. Two co-applicants will get 70 million. So if two of you had bought a Palmetto Pines land for 7 million, you have each gotten 3.5 million out of your money. And you would have had 10 million now to come and build a house. Yeah. Tony?
Yeah, 7.5 million.
So you get 7.5 million, guys. That can build you a nice studio unit. Yes, it can. And you have place to move around, grow your flowers, You can even get a 1-bedroom, depends on what how you manage it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how big it is. But you definitely can build something with your 7 million or your 10 million. Gets even better with 3 applicants. You now have 23 million. So if 3 of you came to Palmetto and said, Miss Davis, I want one of these 6.5 or I want one of these 7.5, how much money them have leave to build, Tony? If they had put 2 of them NHT together, take the 7.5 or the 3.5, the 3.5, take the 6.5 or 7.5. So if they took the 6.5, how much money them have to build?
How much they had? Together, 23 million.
23 million minus 6.5 because I took it to buy the land.
Mm-hmm.
How much do I have?
16.5.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
16.5 million.
I need to turn this off. 16.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Then tell me you have 16 million, you can't build a house, guys. So you need to run, come to Palmetto Pines, go on the website. Look if we have any 6.5 or 7.5 to want to make sure the website is up to date.
Mm-hmm.
If we have any 6.5, 7.5, even 9 million, if you take a $9 million lot, which is a 6,000 square feet lot, 9.7 million, right? And you bought that, three of you come together and you buy, you will still have money leave to build the house. You'll have 13 million if it's three of you come together to build the house, right? And if two of you come together and take a 9.7, 10 million, you have 7 million. You can put up your one bedroom or a studio or whatever. Man, I tell you, so the Prime Minister of Jamaica is all about construction. Yep. Talking my language now. My language. Tony, talking my language. Construction, guys. Don't be afraid of it. You have to build, build, build. All right. So I've given you all of what they've said they're going to be doing, and all of these take effect July 1. Some of you are nimble, some of you are agile, and you can jump on the horse, and you can come to Palmetto, you can come to Frenchman, and all these places, right?
So that they can see us again.
Hmm?
Close the document so that they can see us again.
Oh, hold on. I'm not going to be talking about the 50th anniversary. So the NHT's 50th anniversary is coming up. So can you imagine? They've been here for 50 years. Have you gotten your benefit from them? 50 years they've been here. If you haven't gotten your benefit from the NHT, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that. Only yourself you can blame. The NHT will commemorate this milestone by developing a new park in Mandeville. In addition, award 50 scholarships instead of the usual 10 for its scholarship program. Wow, Tony. How do I close the screen?
Let me help.
So they weren't seeing us before. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, they're seeing us now.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump in and carry on. They weren't seeing me. Boom, 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 boom.
They were.
Construction, guys. Construction. The Prime Minister wants you to do construction. And tell you that by giving you how much am I say? A 12 or 11 million. I'm not even cemented in my brain yet. So if you're building, you have an advantage right away. You get more money. If you're buying on your own and you're buying a house for 14 million or less, no, you can do it on your own. You don't need to go find nobody to join with. So look for your house 14 million or less.
But it's like the Prime Minister heard the people of the society, because a lot of them that came they're like, I don't have anybody to join with Miss D, or I don't want to join with them, Miss D.
Yeah, don't want nobody to join with. So we have to I know the single people now will be rushing. No, Tony, listen for the call them tomorrow. It will suit you now, though.
Mm-hmm.
The single to pick up one of our Palmetto Pines lots, maybe partner the funds with NHT and the bank, and get a lot. Mm-hmm. And then now you can talk about building. But if you wait till next year, inflation are gonna lick you again, building costs are gonna go up. The rest of the development, them coming on St. John's Road. And St. John's Road are gonna look pretty. You're in problems by that time.
Yeah.
Guys, you have to buy the bush. It's a bush you have to buy. You can't buy PF Road. You have to buy the bush. That's what you have to buy. I'm warning you. Buy the bush. All right? Am I over my time?
Not yet. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. You have any questions? You can ask questions on the presentation. Let me know how you're going to be using up your NHT benefit. Those of you who want solar, call me. Let us get an estimate out to you. Come and look at what you're doing. You can even send a light bill to us. We look at it and see.
Alea said, sounds like an opportunity for Miss D Nation. Oh, you have a nation now.
I love that. I just love that. Miss D Nation. Yeah, man. Those of you, don't be afraid of the construction, guys. Don't be afraid. Construction is you getting your house at cost, you know. When you buy a property that I've already built, you're buying my equity. You're buying my profit. Because remember, if I build this house at 10 million, I'm going to sell it for 20 million. Or 30 million, I'm going to sell it for. So if you can build it, if you can be supervising, get the money, run around, get it built. Right? So those of you don't have no excuse now, you know. So nobody come to me now, come talk about oh you can't do it, oh you know I'm not, yeah, you don't have nobody. But me don't want to hear that. You just come tell me now, so you want a piece of land to build your house so you can get your.
You know what I'm wondering? For those persons who are currently using their NHT build on own land, you know it's capped at the 7.5, right? Plus, if you qualify and you're still building when June comes into play, can you get additional money?
You should be able to.
Should be able
Once you don't lock up the house. Once you don't lock it up, window, door, toilet. And once you can afford it. Everything is dependent on your income.
Nazi saying, Miss D, where are you gonna find $14 million houses in Jamaica?
Show them the Tony.
Let me see.
We have one right now selling, but that's 16 million. They'll take 14. More 2-bed, 2-bath. But I tell you, every house I can move now. Friend. Even Waterford that we sell for that money, persons can buy it on their own now, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone can buy it on their own now. So I'm looking, you're looking for the houses?
I am.
So you're looking for 14 million or under any parish? My phone is dying. I will bring up my screen.
Lots of houses at 15.
You can make an offer.
Mm-hmm.
Not seeing the screen well. Lots of houses at 15. Where?
All over.
How many came up under 15?
103.
103 houses under 15? Some people say, guys, come on, man.
15 and under. Caymanas.
Caymanas is in Portmore.
Mm-hmm. Salt Spring Road, St. James. Hayes, Clarendon. Trying to get to the 14.
I was sorted by lowest. Oh, no.
So
a range between 14 and 15.
Waterford house here at 15.
What is it? A 3-bed?
Yeah, 3-1.
Jeez, some piece and a so many amount. Last one I sold was 12 million, guys. 15. Ouch.
You see a lot of them in the 15 price.
That's gonna hurt. All of those will be gone by next week.
All right, 14.5. Linstead. Waterford, 14.5. You have a couple unfinished houses too. Will Petersfield, Westmoreland. This is a older house.
Westmoreland, that house look like it on some blocks. Is this a $15 million house I'm looking at in Portland? Yeah, $15 million in Portland. 2 bed, 2 bath. Two bed, 2 bath. 2 spacious, 2 bedroom properties. A beautiful river is minutes away. Buff Bay. Just outside Buff Bay for 15 million. Wow, houses are here, man. So where are you seeing? Where else are you seeing 15? Oh, look like Tony got disconnected, guys. Is everybody still hearing and seeing me? Hi, Claudia. Blessed Sunday. My serenity, you're late, but I'm sure you got my greetings. Shoes. I think Tony got kicked out. Am I still on? Everybody asked me a question. Let me see if I'm still on. Buying land is from 5K from NHT. I didn't see that. I didn't see where the Prime Minister increased the land limit. They're clearing the land across from Stonebrook, the land behind Stonebrook Vista. Good Ocean View. Do you know about it and who's the developer? No. Behind Stonebrook and Stonebrook Vista. No, I don't know who that is. Nova girl, you're seeing me. I'm not sure what has happened to Tony. She seemed to have been disconnected with internet. Oh, Tony, you're back.
Yes, my internet went.
Okay.
So you were on, but I went off. You can still see my page?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Waiting for you to tell us where the $14 million are.
Okay, so 14. Okay, so Waterford. I'm seeing Westmoreland, Petersfield, Olaba Bay.
Olaba Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Negril, Whitehall. Somewhere it's called Tambourine Road, Santa Maria in St. Catherine. 8 Portdale Crescent, Cumberland. This is in St. Catherine.
Okay.
I know Cumberland.
Yeah, the Matalan houses.
Mm-hmm.
So you get $14 million, guys. So now you don't need anybody to, oh my gosh, 100 houses. You better go grab one of these as fast as you can. Whichever area you're in, call us, ask us to send you what we have in the price point, and get moving. This is a case of Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, so that you can jump over the gang.
Jack use this NHT benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a couple things well for sale.
Mm-hmm. That too? Where's that house? That house look nice.
It's a private treaty somewhere called Kennedy Grove in Palmer's Cross.
That sound like Clarendon.
Yeah. Something in Santa Cruz here.
That look like a big house.
No, it's just a 2-bed, 1-bath on 1/4 acre of land.
1/4 acre.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what you do is WhatsApp us, ask us, tell us the area you're interested in, the parish, And let us send you what's in that parish.
It's a Waterford there for 12 million. It's a 5-bed, 2-bath. It's in
Wow.
2 sections.
So
Downstairs is a 3-1 and upstairs is a 2-1.
somebody asked about the Waterford house the other day, you know. Who asked me? Yeah. That's it? That's a Waterford one?
Yeah, this is it.
Come on, guys. Those of you who want to do it alone, now is the time. Go back on your portal and see how much NHT will lend you. I hope they update the portal, right? So that Norma said the NHT information was overwhelming. I need to rewatch. Okay. Monica wants the Whitehall, Negril, and Petersfield, Westmoreland. Address of the 15 million. All right, we can't give you everything now. Time is upon us. Send us a WhatsApp. If we don't get back to you today, by tomorrow, Tony will get back to you on them. We're going to be driving now for maybe the next 2 hours, so we won't be able to respond. But definitely by tomorrow, we'll do it. All right, everybody, we're wrapping up, Tony. I think Tony has disappeared again. Thank you, everybody, for coming on live today. And please remember to WhatsApp me any of the developments that I mentioned, or if you're looking at 14 million on, let me know. All right. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week. Bye.
All right, I just reconnected back, guys. All right, I see mom has left already. So bye, and we'll see you next week.